Alright, this video is here to show you a modification we've done to our 1973 Bolens tractor. What we did is essentially we bolted a dirt blade onto the front of it. Now this blade was originally designed, or it's home built, originally designed for our Cub Cadet, which is a 1964, and it had bolted straight to the frame. This tractor doesn't, it's a tube frame, but it doesn't really have a frame to bolt to, but does have this cast iron front end. With actual mounting points right there. So what we ended up doing is modifying our plow. We had to bring these rails in quite a bit further. Bolted it to the front axle here. And on our Cub Cadet, how we actually lowered and raised the blade was we had a handle right on this side. And if I'm any good at it, right now in the video I'd edit in a picture of our Cub Cadet with the blade on it. But if I'm not, then we'll just continue on. It had a handle right here that you could actually lift back and forth, and it was connected to an arm and a rod right to the front of the blade, and away you could go. But we don't have that sort of mechanism on this tractor. We've got something a lot better. It has a hydraulic deck lift right here, and you can see the cylinder, some of the shine of it. This actually hydraulically pivots this beam right here. So what we've done is we've kind of just built a little prototype for now. And it works out great, so we'll probably build something a little bit more sturdier. But using old bed frame rails, what we've done is we bolted a good leverage point off our hydraulics here, and through this arm, through some welding here, we did bolt to the two. There's a cross member on the frame here we did bolt to that acts as a pivot point, and then we bolted it to our blade here. So actually, by using the hydraulics of the what would normally be the mower deck. And the control for it's right here. When you lift on raise, it raises it up, and when you push lower, it actually lowers the blade there. So it works out very, very well. In fact, better than I had anticipated, because with our Cub Cadet being on the frame, if you hit bumps or anything, so the tractor rocks back and forth, what would actually happen is very often a corner of the blade would dig into the ground or something like that. But when it's bolted to that front axle there, it actually follows the contours of the wheel, so you can actually use this tractor to still pull a trailer around, still pull anything you need to around with the deck, with the blade on it, because the wheels prevent essentially the blade from ever digging into anything, because it allows the blade can follow the contours of the front wheel there. But because the blade is moving around so much, we built in quite a bit of slop in this mechanism here, because it's rocking with the suspension, yet we are bolted to the frame in two locations. So these bolts are pretty close to, they've got quite a bit of play in them, and that's just because it's got to be able to move a little bit with the suspension. So what I'm going to do now is fire it up. We got a little dirt pile we're going to push around a little bit, give you an example of how well it works. So as you can see, our blade's up. So what I can do is just push the lower level here.